in the last video, I mentioned maybe talking about crazy or weird, and so let's do that, right? So when we see someone who's doing something crazy, what are we really saying? What are we really responding? Essentially, when we say that something is crazy or weird, it's not that it is crazy. It is that we find it crazy. We see it that way. And we see it that way because what we have learned before implies that this is crazy or this is not what we know. So it's weird because we don't know it. But it doesn't actually mean that it's crazy. When you break it down, it really just means we're not aware of what this is. We're not sure of what this is. This doesn't fit the logical equation of which our belief systems have been, and therefore we label it as other than belief system, otherwise known as crazy, weird, whatever, other. But really, it's not crazy. In fact, the person who's crazy going down the street in their world is completely normal most of the time. And their paradigm and their paradox of what life is, what they're doing makes the most sense. And we know it makes the most sense because that's what they're doing. We as humans wouldn't do things that don't make sense. And you can argue, yeah, we would. And I would say that no, when we're doing things that don't make sense, but we know they don't make sense, there's actual a logic underneath it that we know and we're choosing to do another thing, which is still a knowing. And so when we're acting a certain way, there's still a knowledge underneath it. We're just going against that. And so it'll be a bit of a logical puzzle. And again, you don't have to agree. It's a little bit of math, right? So that sort of thing I would say is not crazy. What is crazy is other than. And again, in that second one, it's not an other than, it's an awareness of the other than and still doing it, which implies the first awareness. Whereas the person going on the street yelling and doing things at the top of their lungs, and we say, whoa, that guy's crazy. No, in their world, they're not. And it's crazy for us because we have been told or taught, don't do these things, blah, blah, blah. We've been told that that is crazy, but we've never actually questioned into why or how. And that's all that this is here, is to try to say, well, is it crazy? Why is it crazy? What is crazy? What is different? With that same logic that that person going down the street is crazy, when they look at us, they likely think these people are crazy because we are doing something that doesn't fall into the constructs of what they take to be. So there really isn't a crazy, there isn't a weird, there's only an other than we know. That's all it really is. And you might say, well, why does that matter? It matters because of how we go through the world. And I would say, for me, when I say that person is crazy, or when I say I don't understand that person, that I have a different response in both my psychology but also my physiology. When I say that person is crazy, I have a micro bracing. I have a reassurance that I am right. When I say I don't understand, I have a softening. I have a sense that I may not be right because I don't know. Now we can argue and say, well, I'm right and that I know I'm not right. And I would agree with that to some extent. But I would say that there's an opening to learning in the second. I don't understand, I don't know. I'm opening to learn more. Whereas when we say that we're crazy in that moment, it is defined as that's crazy, I'm right, they're wrong. This is very simplistic, I realize, and there's more to it than that. And yet I want to share these because these things might seem, again, very obvious, and yet most of us are unaware of it because of how it is baked into the constructs of our society, the constructs of our education. So I hope this is, I would say I hope. I guess I hope. I don't know. I'll work on finding another word, but for now, I hope this is, I wish, that's not the right word, but I'll work with it, that there is something from this, some spark. And, you know, if there's not, I was with a talk with a friend today and she disagreed with what I was saying. And I was very open to hearing what she said and to reframing it. In that case, I did not agree, but actually another person reframed something and it allowed me to say, oh, yeah, I didn't see it that way. And it allowed me to grow. And that's in some way what I'm trying to do here. And I welcome it back. So it's a longer video than I planned. Enjoy. We'll see you when we see you, if we see you.